Hi everybody, I'm Leslie. I'm going to lead you through a power hour flow today with a little bit of a focus on recovery for athletes. So if you've been out doing some running or cycling or whatever your sport of choice is, this is the class for you. So let's get started. We're going to start in child's pose. So knees come wide to the sides of the mat, big toes touch behind you, and just let your forehead land, arms outstretched, and start to breathe. If having your knees wide is a little too much in the hips, you need to bring them a little closer, that's okay. Just come to a place where you can be relatively comfortable for these first few moments of your practice. Really allow yourself to land here, find your space, find your breath, check into your body. Let's take a big deep breath in through your nose, fill all the way up, and let it go. Good, let's do that one more time. Big deep breath in, inhale. On your exhale, see where you can soften, just let go of tension that you're holding anywhere, just notice it. And maybe roll your head from side to side, give your forehead a little massage. Just notice the points of the body that are touching the mat. See if you can let them melt just a tiny bit more. And then from here, you're going to press down into your spider tip fingers and lift your arms up off the mat. So you're pressing into those fingertips and pushing your hips back towards the wall behind you, elongating through the spine. Shoulder blades are pressed down into your back. And then let's walk those hands all the way over to the right. Pick your head up, take it with you, set it back down once you get there. And you can just press down into that left hand, kind of energetically shift the left hip over towards the left side of the room. Take a deep breath into that left side body, and let it go. Let's go the other way. Hands go all the way to the left. Root down into the right hand. Shifting that right hip over just a little more towards the right side. Big deep breath in. And release it. And then come back to center, land in your child's pose just for one more breath here. And then when you're ready, come on up into tabletop. Shoulders over your wrists, hips are over your knees, and let's start with a few cat-cows. So you're going to drop your belly down, inhale, look up, and then round it out, press away from the floor, hug the sides of your body up, and then do that 2 more times and take it at your own breath. So I'll give you a little bit of time to get any movement that feels really good. Maybe you want to shift your hips right or left, shake your head out a little, just anything that feels kind of organic. Take one more, and at the end of that last one, wherever you are, we're all going to meet back in tabletop. No hurry though. And then when you get back to your tabletop, you're going to turn that belly on, hug the pit of your belly in and up towards your spine, reach your right arm towards the front of the room, and your left leg goes back. Your thumb is facing up, your palm is facing in, so come towards the left. Flex that foot, press your heel back towards the wall behind you, and let your hamstring really start to open up. Let's take an inhale, and then bring your knee and elbow in underneath you, hug it in. Extend, reach it out, inhale. Bring it in. One more time, reach it out. This time, bend your knee, reach around, grab a hold of that foot. Your hand grabs the inside of your foot if you can, and if you're at home and you can't grab your foot, no worries, just bend the knee. You'll still get a little quad stretch. But if you've got that foot, you're pressing it into your hand, crack the right shoulder open. Good, and then let it go. Set the right hand down, tuck the left toes and drop them straight down towards the floor. So we're going to get a little calf stretch here. So pressing into that foot, pressing the heel down towards the floor. And then press all the way down into the left foot and lift the right leg up into a 3-legged dog. We're going to take a little hip opener here. So lift it up, bend your knee, open your hip, circle the ankle, maybe take some knee circles if that feels good. Get all those pops and cracks out. And then when you're ready, you're going to set your knee back down and come back in the tabletop. So just drop it back down. Take the left arm forward. The right leg goes back. Turn that core on again. Don't forget about it. Good. Find that length. Press your heel back towards that wall behind you. Take a big deep breath in. Bring it in, knee to elbow. Extend it out. Bring it in. Extend it out. Bend your knee, reach back, grab a hold of that foot. Pull that shoulder open. Hips are square. Nice quad stretch here. And then release it, set the left hand down, tuck the right toes, drop that foot down and press your heel back. Get that calf stretch. And then press down into that foot, lift the left leg all the way up, bend your knee, open your hip, circle the ankle, circle the knee. And then from here, you're just going to set that foot down and come right into your first downward facing dog. Pedal it out, bend one knee, then the other. Again, whatever movement feels like what you need right now. And you're really checking into it and moving with intention. Just starting with the knee bends and then maybe you shift your hips around or shake your head around or take some arm circles. Whatever it feels like it needs a little bit of loosening here, do that. And then whenever you're ready, you're just going to land in your down dog and find some stillness. Heels reach towards the floor. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Put a little bend in your knees, especially at home. For those of you who haven't done any yoga in a while, you've been doing a lot of running maybe. Just giving your hamstrings a little bit of extra space with that bend in the knee. Stick your tailbone up a little bit more towards the ceiling. Chest comes a little closer to the thighs. Really making it out your spine. Let's take a breath, big deep breath in. Inhale. And let it go. From here, you're going to look forward and walk your feet to your hands. One step or lots of steps. Just come forward. Give yourself some space in between your feet. And then grab a hold of your elbows if you can. If that's uncomfortable, you can let your arms dangle, but you want your hands to be grounded either on the mat or on a block, or at home you can use books or anything that just brings the floor a little closer to your hands. But yeah, really releasing in the neck, letting go of all that tension we hold in the neck and shoulders. All those Zoom calls. Feeling all that tension, staring at screens all day long. And then release your arms. Super slow, come all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach up, look up, find some length, let that feel good in your belly. And then join your hands at your heart. Let's close our eyes and we'll start with one. Inhale. Open your eyes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, lead with your chest. Inhale, look up, halfway lift, find a flat spine. For those of you at home, your hands are either on the mat or on your shins. Somewhere on your legs, you just want to have a flat spine like you're in tabletop, shoulder blades are on your back. And then bring your hands to the mat, step back into your high plank. Hold here. We're going to weave a little bit of core in through the practice. So we'll take high plank from here. And then let's pick that right foot up a couple of inches off the mat and bring it in towards your right elbow, over to the side like a froggy leg. And then reach it back and set it down. Left foot up, in, back, down. Right foot up, in. This time cross it underneath you towards the left elbow, back to the right elbow. Getting fancy. Step it back, set it down. Last time, left foot up, in, cross it under, back over. Reach it back and set it down, and then take your chaturanga either from your knees or your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. So if your home chaturanga is not your jam today, you can always go straight from downward facing dog back to, or straight from high plank back to downward facing dog. Chaturangas are optional. If you're working to build upper body strength, but you want to try it out, take it from your knees. Just keep that alignment from your head down to whatever point is touching the mat. Inhale, look forward, bring your feet to your hands. You can walk or you can jump, whatever you're ready for. Look up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, bring it up, reach. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, look up, halfway. Exhale, go back, chaturanga. It's a full breath down through, or full exhale down through your chaturanga, and then a big inhale into your upward facing dog, and then you exhale it out as you press back into your downward facing dog. Good, let's put a big bend in your knees here so your shins are hovering over the mat, like all the way down towards the mat. Good, and then stick your tailbone up a little higher, and then straighten those legs. Just a quick little Achilles stretch there. Inhale, look forward, bring your feet to your hands, come into forward fold. Look up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, bring it up one more time through side. Exhale, fold it out. Inhale, look up. Exhale, go back. Take that chaturanga. Inhale up. Press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bring your feet to your hands, come into forward fold. Look up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bring your feet together, find chair pose. So those big toes touch and the heels are just a little bit apart, arms reach up, and once you get there, this is a great time to remember about your core. It's on throughout the practice, so turn it back on, really hug that belly in, sit back into your heels, and then release it, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, go back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Press it back, downward facing dog. Let's step that right foot forward and come into warrior one. So you're going to ground the back heel down. Inhale, rise up. And then really pressing weight into the back foot, into the back edge of your foot behind you. Maybe take a peek down at that front foot. Make sure you can see the big toe. The knee is open just a little to the outside edge of the front foot so you can wake up that inner thigh. And then bring your hands to the mat. Go back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Come into warrior one. Find your feet. Inhale, rise. And take a breath to lay here. Set your gaze, a little ease in the shoulders. If they're up around your ears, just notice it and let them softly sink down your back. And then bring your hands down, go back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Press it back, downward facing dog. Pause here and take a breath. Good, so we'll start to flow a little bit here, getting the blood flowing. Inhale, look forward, bring your feet to your hands, come into forward fold. Look up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Feet together, chair pose, reach it up. And let's open this one up. So drop the right arm back, the left arm comes forward and really reach with your hands, but keeping your hips square. Good, and then inhale it back up to chair and go the other way. Left arm goes back. Find that opening on the side. Inhale it back up. Come down into Arda, palms face down, sink your hips down, and then come right back up into chair pose, and we'll do it one more time. Right arm goes back, open it up a little faster this time. Bring it back up, go the other way. Exhale, open, bring it back up. Come down into your chair, stay here this time. Interlace your hands behind you, press your knuckles back. If you need a little extra space in between your shoulders, you can use it, grab a towel or strap, whatever you have. And then sink your hips in and lift up onto the heels or the balls of your feet. Say hello to your legs, drop your hips in a tiny bit more, and then set those heels back down. Keep the bind if you can. If you need to release your arms, you can. Otherwise, they can rinse out over your shoulders, or you can put your hands on your back. That's totally fine too. Anything that gets your shoulders a little open in here. And then let your hands go. They come down towards the mat into forward fold. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, go back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, come into warrior one. Find your feet, inhale, relax. And then let's open it up into warrior two. So you're going to shift your feet so the back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat, or the toes turn in just a tiny bit. So you want the heel to be a little bit behind the toes. Your front heel is about in line with the middle of your back foot, so it would look like kind of like an upside down T. And then from here, you're going to flip your front palm, reach it up towards the ceiling. Keep sinking into that front knee. Reach up, and then to get into the hip a little more, you can reach back a little bit. Just find that space down the right side. And then give it away, hands to the mat, go back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward, come into warrior one. Reach up. Open it up, warrior two. Take a few breaths here, a breath to get into the pose, and then a couple of breaths to land in it. You gotta keep that core turned on. The gaze goes out your front finger. Ease in the shoulders and breathe. And then flip that front palm, reach it up towards the ceiling. Sink in, find that space. Okay, send the hands to the mat, go back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Good. Inhale, look forward, bring your feet to your hands, come into forward fold. Look up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, feet together, chair pose. We're just here for one breath. Sink in, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, halfway. Exhale, go back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, come into warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Flip your front palm, reverse it, and then come right into your side angle. So you're going to let that forearm land on your thigh, and the left arm is going to reach out alongside you, almost like your chin line, so giving your shoulder a little space. Make sure you're not dumping down into the right shoulder. That arm is just there to set the pose. And then we're going to reverse it again. So reach the right arm up. This time straighten your front leg all the way and really reach to the back of the room. Find a big stretch down into that right hip. And you're going to helicopter it down, so your left hand is coming all the way down to the mat. Open it up into an open arm twist facing the right side of the room. Yeah, so popping up onto the ball of that back foot. Good, and then both hands down to the mat, frame the front foot and straighten the front leg. As much as you can, you're looking for a hamstring stretch here. So if the back heel doesn't land on the mat, that's okay. If you need to adjust the foot, you can do that as well. But you're just looking for a stretch down the back of the leg. Good, and then sink back into that front knee. Keep the left hand down, we're going to step it into side plank facing the right side of the room. So you can drop that left knee down, or you can keep the knee, or you can stack the feet. You can take any variation here. Lift the top leg. Awesome, you guys are all doing different stuff. Hands to the mat, take your vinyasa. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath. Now I have to remember all that on the other side. Step the left foot forward, come into warrior one. And let's open it up into warrior two. Flip your front palm, reverse it, and find that side angle. Setting your forearm, reaching the arm out. So you want the pinky to be face down. If you can, have it down, the palm is facing behind you as much as your shoulder will allow. Keep that breath moving. And then you're going to reverse it again, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, straighten the front leg all the way, find that big stretch into the left side, should feel pretty good. And then helicopter the hand, the right hand all the way down to the mat, lift up onto the left toe or the right toes and reach the left arm up. Good. And then from here, just bring both hands down, frame that front foot and straighten the leg. Find that hamstring on the side, adjust the back foot however you need to. Step it in or step it back. And then bend back into that front knee. Keep the right hand down. Take your variation of side plank here. So either knee down or both feet stacked or big opening. Awesome, both hands to the mat. Take your vinyasa. For those of you at home, take your vinyasas. Do yoga teacher shorthand for chaturanga to up dog to down dog. Let's take a breath, big deep breath in through your nose. And let it go through your mouth. Good. Float the right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. So you choose, you can stay here and be in this hip opener, or you can flip it if you want to take the heart opener. If you're flipping it, all 10 toes are pointed towards the back of the room or the space that you're in. You're reaching that right arm forward, or you can flip into wheel if that's in your practice. Good, and then everyone swing it back around. The right leg stays up. We all meet there. Shift forward, pull your knee in towards your nose, hug it in. Send it back up behind you. Bring it in one more time. Hug it in, really hug it in. Press away from the floor, round up through your back. Should feel juicy in your core. And then you're going to step it into a low lunge and stay low. So from here, you're going to drop the back knee all the way down to the mat. And take a little hip flexor opening here. So rise up. And then join you on this side for this one. So you can just bring hands to your hips or to the tops of your thighs, whichever feels more comfortable. Keep the belly on, the hips are pressed forward, so you should feel a big stretch in that left hip flexor and the top of the quadricep. And then let's sink in a little bit. And come back out. Sink in again. And come back out. Sink in one more time. This time you're going to bring your hands all the way down to the inside of that right foot. Wiggle the right foot over towards the right side of the mat. We're coming into dragon pose. So you can stay on your hands. You can come onto your forearms if you have a block or whatever you have at home. Just a place where you can get some opening in that hip flexor on the left leg. Maybe some inner thigh opening on the right leg. And then if you can, you're going to roll open to the outside edge of the front foot and shift that stretch right into your hip. It should feel pretty great. Take the right hand, bring it to the top of the right thigh and push away from that leg, look over your shoulder, take a nice twist. Again, feeling great in your hip. If you've got it in your practice and you can bend that left knee, reach around, grab hold of the foot with the right hand, do that. If you can't, then just stay in hip twist. Good, and then let that go. Bring the foot back so that it's straight underneath your knee, right out from your hip. Tuck your left toes and lift the knee up so you're back in that low lunge. And then this time you're going to stand up in the crescent lunge. So just come all the way up. So that back leg is super straight and strong. Really engage the quadricep. Get it as straight as you can to your anchor. It will help keep you light in this pose. And then join your hands at your heart and take a twist to the right. Hook the left elbow over the right knee. Press that top hand down into the bottom hand. Yeah, great variations. You can always drop the left knee back down to the mat and take that as an option. Stay here or open your arms. If you want to go bigger, go bigger. If not, just keep your hands at your heart. Perfect. And then we're going to swing it around, coming into Warrior Two, facing the left side of the room. And find your side angle again from here. So this time, a couple of breaths, a few extra breaths to take a variation. If you want to take a bind, half bind, you can wrap that top hand right behind your back. If you want to take a full bind, you can bring the front arm underneath your leg and grab a hold of the fingers. If that doesn't make any sense to you, then just stay in your side angle. Awesome, bring both hands to the mat. Go back. chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Press it back down, facing dog. Let's take a breath. Good. And then float the left leg up to the sky. Bend and open, stay or flip. So if you're staying with your knee up, you're really pulling that foot back towards your bum. Give yourself a nice little quad stretch here. And take whatever movement feels good. And then we all meet back in three-legged dog with the left leg up. Shift forward, pull that knee in towards your nose, bottom. Send it back right behind you. Bring it in one more time, really heavy, and find that core. And then step it through into your low lunge. Stay low. And drop the back knee all the way down to the mat. Come up, so you're just rise up, hands on your hips or on your leg, either one. Keep that core on so that you don't overextend in the hip flexor and just sink in a little bit into that front knee. And then bring it back out. Sink in again. Bring it back down. This time sink all the way in. Both hands come down to the inside of the left foot and walk the left foot over towards the left side of the mat. If you're involved, your knee should be over your ankle or a little bit further back. You should try to avoid having a knee jut out in front of the foot. And then come into whatever hand variation you can be in here, either on your hands, all the way down or somewhere in between. And then if you can, let that left foot roll open to the outside edge of the mat. And take your left hand, bring it to the top of your left thigh, push away from the leg, look up over your left shoulder. And if it's available, bend that left knee or right knee, reach around with the left hand, grab a hold of the right foot. Find that quad stretch again. Let's let it go. Walk your hands up, bring that foot back underneath your knee. Tuck your toes, adjust your feet however you need to, and then rise up into your crescent lunge. Good. Find that power in the back leg, really activating it. Keep the belly on, join your hands at your heart, and let's twist to the left. With the right elbow to the outside of the left leg. You can alternatively, if you're at home, I should have said this on the other side, you can always stay lifted and just twist with your torso completely lifted if you have any back issues here. Stay here or open your arms. And keep that breath moving. And then let's swing it around, warrior two, facing the right side. And find your side angle on this side in whatever variation you're taking that feels awesome. And if you're not sure, then just stay in regular side angle. Nice long line from the fingertips all the way up through that back foot. Really nice. Hands to the mat, go back. See if you're on the outside. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press it back, downward facing dog. Let's take a breath here. Just pause. And then inhale, look forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Come into forward fold. Look up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your feet together. Come into chair pose. Reach your arms up and then bring your hands to your heart and let's twist to the right side of the room. So you're going to put that left elbow to the outside of the right leg. Press the top hand down into the bottom one. Find that twist right through the rib cage, keeping the hips square. And then open the arms, right arm up, left arm comes down. See if you can drop those hips in any deeper. And then release it. Come into forward fold, spread your feet. So you're going to go hip width distance, which is about the distance of 2 fists put together in between your feet if you need a gauge. And you're going to grab a hold of your big toes, from in between the big toe and the middle toe so your palms are facing each other. And then just pull your head down towards the mat. Use a little bit of that arm strength to bring it a little closer. Your knees can totally be bent here. And just kind of shake your head around. This is a great place to check in with yourself and notice if you're still holding tension. Hopefully not building tension, but whatever it is, wherever it's coming from, just see if you can shake a little bit more of it out. And then release your feet, bring them back together and come back into chair pose. Reach up, hips sink, hands at your heart, and take a twist to the left. You're going to hook that right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Press the top hand down into the bottom. Both shoulder blades are on your back. And then open it up. Left arm up, right arm goes down. Release it, forward fold. Spread your feet. This time, if you can, you're going to slide your hands underneath your feet. Your toes come up towards your wrists. You may need to bend your knees a lot to get there. Just do your best. See if you can get your toes up towards your wrists. And if you can't get here, you can always just grab a hold of your toes where we were before. And it's about maybe pressing away from your legs and rounding through the spine. And then release your feet. And then we're gonna drop into Malasana. If you're at home, if you have that block or books, you may need it. So your toes are at 10 and 2. You can grab a hold of the block and sit on it, or you can just come all the way down. If you get halfway down and you're like, nope, I'm stuck here, this isn't working, then grab something to sit on. Hands at your heart, nice long spine. And then let's take that right arm and press it to the inside of the right thigh. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. This is my favorite post-run stretch. Bring your hands back to your heart and go the other way. Left arm up, right arm goes up. And then bring it back to your hands at your heart. You guys are all set up for crow pose. So let's fly, plant your hands on the mat. You get rid of that block if you have it. Stick your knees in towards the backs of your arms, somewhere between your elbows and your armpits, and then shift forward, and maybe your toes lift, maybe they don't. But you're really just looking for some lightness. So start by waking up that core and hugging the knees into the arms back into the knees, getting really light here. And if you don't get your toes up, it's all right. You've got the rest of your life to do it. Awesome job, you guys. Make your way back into, take a vinyasa, or just step your way back into downward facing dog. However you want to get there. And we're going to take a little cue from Alex and drop down to the quick child's pose. So just let your knees hit the mat, let your forehead land, and take a breath. And then from here, you're going to tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog, and we'll move on. Let's take a breath, big deep breath in through your nose, let it go through your mouth. Good, inhale, look forward, bring your feet to your hands, come into forward fold. And roll it all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach up. Join your hands at your heart. We're going to reach down and grab a hold of either your knee or your toe. So if your hamstrings are tight like mine, you're going to grab a hold of the knee from the inside of the knee. If you can grab the toe and extend it all the way out, go for it. But you want to make sure that you have integrity from the top of your crown of your head down through your rooted foot. So you have a nice long spine. If you feel hunched over, grab a hold of the knee instead of the toe. And then you're going to let that move open up towards the right side of the room. Foot, knee, whatever you got. Take a look over towards the left, see if you can. Maybe let that left arm float if you need to. And then let's come back to center. Let go of whatever you have a hold of, but keep the leg out there. Let's reach the arms up. And then airplane. Send the right leg back. Palms face down. Good. heart is still lifted, so it's like an airplane at takeoff, a little bit of a nose lift. Hips are square to the floor. Really nice, you guys. Take the left hand down to the mat or block half moon. So again, if you need something to bring that floor a little closer to you, then put your left hand on something. The right arm reaches up. And the right leg is at hip height, or a little higher if you can get it there. If it's lower than hip height, then you're gonna, that leg is gonna be serving as a weight, so you want it to be nice and light if you can. And then from here, both hands to the mat, standing splits, keep the right leg up. You can stay right here in standing splits and really just work on getting some strength in both legs, or for those of you who are dying for some floats, you can plant your hands and take some hops. If you're going up, you may go all the way up, maybe you go just a little bit off the mat. It's really just, again, looking for a little lightness. You guys are in sync. Come back to forward fold and just pause there. And then let's take that right foot and cross it behind the left one, so the outside edges of your feet are touching. And you're going to walk your hands over towards the left side of the room, kind of pull yourself over. You should feel either a hamstring stretch or an IT band for the side of the leg stretch, depending on where you're tight. Maybe you feel both. Maybe you feel nothing. Come back to center, unwind your feet, and let's roll it all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach up. Join your hands at your heart, and let's do the other side. So grab hold of the left knee or toe. Once you get there, you're really finding that length. You crown your head down for your right rooted foot, and then let the knee or foot float open towards the left side. Take a look over towards the right if you can, just really working on that balance. And if you fall out, no worries, just get back in. Come back to center. Let go of the foot, let it extend straight out. Arms go up, keep that core turned on, and then send the left foot back into your airplane. Good. Keep that left foot behind you awake and alive. Don't forget about your feet and your hands. They're always active. And drop the right hand down to the mat. Come into half moon. And so that left arm goes straight up from your shoulder. The leg is straight up from the hip, so make sure it's not floating behind you or in front of you. Always take a peek at it if you need to, if you can. And then both hands to the mat, standing splits, left leg up. Keep lifting that leg. If you're staying here, just work on really lifting it. Maybe bring your head a little closer to your knees. If you're taking your floats, you're planting your hands, arms are straight, press away from the floor. All that fire in your core, and you're just looking for a little float. You guys are lighter on this side. Oh man, I shouldn't have said anything. For those of you who are at home, know that these are all teachers and no one expects you to do this. Alright, come back into your forward fold and cross the left ankle behind the right one. And then take that walk with your hands over towards the right side of the room. Pull yourself into that stretch down into the left hip. IT band, hamstring, whatever it feels like for you. And then come back to center, unwind your feet. And let's roll it all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach up. Join your hands at your heart, and we're going to take standing pigeon. So cross the right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Start with your hands at your heart and sink those hips back. Your chest comes forward. And then you can stay right here, or you can bring one hand to foot, one hand to knee. Or you can bring your hands all the way down to the mat if you really want to get into the hip stretch. If you're feeling unbalanced today, you can always grab a hold of a wall or something to help you just stay here in this pose and get that hip stretch. Good, and then take your time, release it, unwind. We're just going to switch sides. Cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. Hands at your heart, drop those hips back. Chest comes forward. And take whatever variation with your hands feels right for you on this side. You know that your body is not necessarily symmetrical, so you may feel it a little bit more on one side than the other. Nothing really to do about it. Just breathe into it. Then release it. And we're going to take a vinyasa. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, go back, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Good. Step your right foot forward and come into warrior two. Sweep it open, and then from here, just straighten the front leg all the way. Tip forward, pull that right hip back out of the way, and come into triangle. So your hand goes wherever it goes. The goal is not to get your hand to the floor. It's to give yourself space on both sides of your body. So if you feel really crunched in on the right side, then bring that hand a little higher and give yourself a little extra space there. Big wingspan, fingertip to fingertip. And then from here, we're just going to inhale, rise up. Turn both toes towards the left side of the room. Come into Prasarita. Your toes are pointed almost pigeon-toed, so your feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. Just make sure your toes are not pointed out. And then let's take that shoulder rinse one more time. If you need a towel, grab it. Otherwise, interlace your hands, press the knuckles down, look up and lift your heart up, and then fold forward. Getting that opening in the shoulders, and if you have any issues or reasons that you can't do this in your shoulders, then just let it go and come into a regular fold. And then release your arms if you have them. Hands come right underneath your face, lift halfway up. Hands to your hips, rise the rest of the way up. Turn to the front of the mat, step the back foot in about 6 or 8 inches or so. So your left toes are pointed towards the left front corner of your mat. Your right toes are at 12 o'clock. Bring your hands to your hips and square them off so you're pulling that right hip back. Reach the left arm up and fold over the front leg. Put a little bend in your front knee if you need it. Again, looking for that stretch down the back of the front leg. And then from here, just bring your hands to the mat, step back and take your vinyasa. Inhale up, press it back, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward, come into warrior two. Sweep it open, straighten the front leg, hinge the left hip back, come forward, drop that left hand down and find triangle on this side. So wherever your hand is, you're using those fingertips to rebound away from whatever you're touching. So you're rooting down to get light. Root to rise. Good. Inhale it up. And then this time we're going to skip the Prasarita on this side. So just step that back foot in and out a little towards the right side of the room. Hips are square, pull that left hip back. Right arm goes up. And fold over the front leg. And breathe into that hamstring. The front leg is straight as it can be, but if you need a bend, that's okay. And you're pulling that left hip back and lifting it up. Awesome. Bring your hands to the mat, step back into your side plank, and make your way all the way down onto your belly. Find a cheek and put it on the mat and just take a breath. Super quick rest here. And then from here we're going to take locust pose. So your palms are face down alongside you, like airplane arms. Lift your chest and shoulders up off the mat. Let your feet come up as well. Your inner thighs roll up towards the ceiling so your quadriceps press down, and don't forget about the belly, keep it engaged. Let it protect your lower back. Good, bring it down, find the other other cheek, set it on the mat, take a breath. And then rise back up, come back into locust. Lift. Keep that breath moving, the neck is in line with your spine. Awesome, set it back down. And then from here, we're going to do one more. So either locust or bend your knees, reach around, grab a hold of your feet. If you can grab your feet and press them back towards the wall behind you, lift into boat pose, go for it. But if that causes any pain or pressure in your knees, then let that go. Good breath. Really nice. Release it. Come down and let your feet windshield wiper right to left. And then let them go long behind you. Bring your hands alongside your rib cage and press back into child's pose. And let's thread the needle while we're here. So lift up into tabletop. Take that right arm up towards the ceiling and sweep it underneath you. So the top of your hand is on the floor. Hips are lifted and you're just letting the floor kind of press your right shoulder open. You can take any hand variation with the left arm. You can extend it out, just leave it where it is, or interlace in the right fingers, or you can wrap it behind your back if that feels like you might want a little extra twist. And then press down into the left hand, unwind, reach the right arm up and kind of take a circle one way or the other. Go one way, go the other way. Good, and then set it down. Left arm goes up. Sweep it underneath you. And then take that arm variation that you're taking with the right hand on this side. Breathe into that shoulder. And press down into the right hand. Lift up, unwind the left arm, swing it around, and then set it down, tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. And then you're just going to look forward and float your way through to a seat. So walk, jump, step, however you get there, come forward, sit down, roll down onto your backs, and we're going to take one bridge and or wheel. So 10 breaths, bridge, wheel, if you want to take bridge and then come down and take wheel, whatever you have in your practice right now. If you have a block and you want to take restorative, you can always take that block and stick it in your low back in a place where you can kind of melt over the block. But you're pressing down into your inner feet, lifting your heart towards the back of the room, counting your breaths. Hopefully you're counting. When you get to 10, you're going to come down onto your back. No hurry, going. And then once you get there, you're just going to bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall open, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, just notice the rise and fall of your breath. And check in with yourself again here. Notice how your body's feeling. Maybe compared to how it was feeling when you first walked in the door, hopefully a lot more open. And then bring your knees together, pull them in, we're going to take happy baby. So you can do this either grabbing the outsides of your feet or insides. I personally prefer insides, but if you want to grab the out, go for it. Try to keep your lower back pressed down into the mat, and you're going to kind of a little hip stretch here, big inner thigh opener. You can roll around if that feels good. Stay still if that serves you. And then pull your knees in, rock your way, we're going to take super fast boat, rock your way up into boat pose. Where am I going to take boat? You guys take boat. Up into boat. Feet reach towards the front of the room. Keep that core on. If this is too much in your lower back, you can always drop those feet all the way down to the mat, but holding the weight right in your core. We won't be here a long time. It's going to be quick and dirty. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. drop down into canoe. Inhale, bring it back up. Drop it down into canoe. Go again. Again, if you're at home and this is too much, just stay in one or the other. Keep going. One more time, you guys lift it up. Drop down and hold in canoe for 3, 2, 1. Release it all the way down. Good. And then from here, we're just going to take reclined pigeon. So pull your left knee in and cross your right ankle over the top of the left foot. If you need a different hip stretch that gets you a little bit more in the hip, you're welcome to take it. And so you can grab outside of the thigh or behind the, or outside of the shin or behind the thigh. If you need a little more, you can use your elbow to nudge that knee forward. And if you're at home and you're having a hard time holding in this pose, you can always flip around and put that left foot on a wall and let the wall do the work for you of push pulling the knee in. And you're just going to set the left foot down on the floor, but keep the right ankle crossed. And then the whole package is going to fall to the left. So the sole of your right foot is on the floor. And then you play around with that right leg. If you push it away from you, you might get a little more in the hip flexor, some opening in the front of the hip here. If you pull it towards you, you're going to get a little more in the glute. So you can try it both out. And then let's come back to center, and we're just going to switch sides. So unhook the foot, cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. And let's take reclined pigeon here. Reach through, grab a hold of that right leg. The shin, your quad, the back of your leg, I can't even say it. Now let's release it and set the right foot down, and then let everything fall to the right. The sole of your left foot is on the floor now. And you can play around with the angle of that left knee. Push it away, pull it towards you. And then bring it back to center, pull your knees in, rock your way up to a seat. And we're going to go with legs straight out in front of you. Put a big bend in your knees, wind your arms under, grab a hold of those elbows from underneath, and then tuck your chin round away from your back, but be mindful of your shoulders. Overstretch through the shoulders. You still want to have some integration there. And then from here, unwind the arms and straighten the legs all the way. Bring your hands right alongside your hips. And you're just going to press yourself into a long spine. Keep the feet flexed, toes pulled back towards your face. And then turn your hands around and start to push yourself forward so you're hinging at the hips and leading with your chest. And then when you hit your edge, you can stay here if you want to, or you can bring your hands forward. Grab a hold of your feet if you can reach them. If you can't reach them, no worries. The action is still coming from the hips. If you're rounding, that's cool. You just want to make sure you're still getting that back of the leg stretch. And then inhale up, pull your feet together into Baddha. So you're going to pull your feet in kind of close so you're getting a good inner thigh stretch. Sit up tall, again hinging at your hips. And if you need a little extra space, you can always sit on a block. Just let your head down over your feet. Inhale it back up. Keep Keep everything the same, just push your feet a little further away from you. So one last little shot in the hips, sit up tall, same thing, hinge forward and let your head round. Inhale, bring it back up. Keep going onto your backs. So lay all the way down. And then pull your knees in. Take a quick supine twist here so that your knees fall to the right. Open your arms to a T, look over towards the left. You can use that hand as a weight on top of your leg if you need to. And then let's go the other way. Your knees go left, we'll go over towards the right. And then let's bring it back to center. And we're going to finish in 10 breaths of an inversion of your choice. So either legs up the wall or shoulder stand, or if you're going for a headstand you didn't get, feel free to take it. You're just going to get your legs over your hips in some way. You have a block and you want to stick it underneath your lower back. You want to put it in a place where you can have those legs be weightless. So if the block is there and you're still holding your legs up, then bring it a little lower. For those of you in shoulder stand, make sure you're really supporting yourself with your hands. And if you feel any pressure in your neck, then let go of shoulder stand and come back down. And you're just going to let those feet fall behind your head if you're in shoulder stand. If your legs are up the wall, you're staying right where you are. And then everyone, one vertebrae at a time, make your way all the way down onto your backs. You can walk out if you have it. Taking your time, you're coming into Shavasana. So your legs go long and your feet fall open. Palms and face up alongside you. And you're just really filling your space. You own the real estate that you're on right now. So be fully in it. Take a big deep breath in through your nose and let it all go through your mouth. And you're just here in stillness for these last few moments of your practice. Take a breath in and let go. Start to find some movements, fingers and toes, feet, wrists, hands. And when you're ready, pull your knees in. Give yourself one last great big hug. Let's roll to the right side, land in your fetal position fully for a breath or two. And seat. Keeping your eyes closed. Bring your hands at your heart once you arrive. Sit up tall and long in the spine, easy in the shoulders. Take a deep breath in and hold it at the top. Inhale. And let go. We'll seal with one. Inhale. Bring your thumbs to your forehead center. Namaste.
Namaste.